Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander.
And welcome to another episode of our card spotlight series in which I highlight a card that I think should see more play in Commander. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're talking about Yahenni Undying Partisan. For 2 colors and 1 black, it's a legendary creature, Aetherborn Vampire 2/2 with haste. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Yahenni Undying Partisan and sacrifice another creature. Yahenni gains indestructible until end of turn. Similar to the card Triskaidekaphile, which we just talked about in our last video, this card hits a lot of different angles and ticks a lot of different boxes and does a lot of relevant stuff for lots of different kinds of decks. I'm always on the lookout for cards that are very flexible and can provide multiple things I need in just one piece of cardboard, because that frees up space for other cards and other more spicy do-nothing cards in particular that I like to include in decks. This card is incredibly efficient at everything it does. For a start, it's a hasty creature in black. You don't see that very often, and that is super cool. Then you have the second line of text, which is really interesting. Anytime any opponent's creature dies, this is going to grow. This means that it can grow very quick, very fast, and this second ability pairs really well with its ability to withstand board wipes thanks to its third ability. The third ability is going to give it indestructible whenever you sacrifice a creature, and it is a free sacrifice outlet in black, and that's a great thing to have. There aren't that many good sacrifice outlets overall in Commander that are free, and this, in my opinion, is one of the better ones, but it's still only in 3% of decks, which is something I don't understand. In any case, the reason that is so good is because if anybody plays any board wipe that is damage based or destroy based, you just get to sacrifice a creature with this, and then everything on the board is going to die, which means that this is going to get an absolute ton of counters. If your opponents have 10 creatures in play, this gets 10 counters and it survives the board wipe because of indestructible. Of course, if your opponents play that board wipe, the next opponent in turn order can still try to deal with Yahenni, because at that point you presumably won't have any creatures to sacrifice. But if they can't, when it gets back to you, it's going to be beatdown time, and you can just drop some more creatures that you can then sacrifice to Yahenni to keep it being indestructible. This also pairs really well with your own board wipes, of course, because you can plan ahead and just go nuts. But it gets even better when you actually put it into a deck with synergy with it. It's really good in any sort of aristocrats deck because it's a beatdown creature that gets bigger and can sacrifice your stuff at instant speed, getting you those all important triggers whilst also surviving almost anything. But if you really want the place where it shines the most, for me, it's in a Legendary Matters deck that's based around sacrifice. Something like Ratadrabik, which I talk about a lot on this channel, is the perfect shell for this card. You get to exploit Ratadrabik's ability beautifully with this by sacrificing your legendaries on demand, and even if they deal with it the first time, it just comes back again and they have to deal with it again, and it's going to be an absolute pain for your opponents to deal with. So again, the combination of all of these effects together in one card just makes it so good. Having a free sacrifice outlet with a relevant ability is great. Being very resilient to board wipes and damage based removal is obviously also fantastic as well, and then just having that growing ability thrown in there, because why not, just makes it even better. I love to put this and Kothebed together in a deck and just go nuts where my opponent's creatures die. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Yahenni? Do you also think it's underplayed? So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care. Woo!